Hey there everyone, welcome to the Ukestuff channel. I wanted to do a quick comparison video between three soprano ukuleles, although one is a long neck soprano, especially since I have this one. This is my friend's Kiwaya KS-1 that she asked me to change her strings on and said I could do a review of it, and I adore this instrument. I want to compare that to my Martin S1. Can you see the similarities? They even both have the same UPT tuners on them. This one is solid mahogany, more recent Mexican-made Martin, so it's not a vintage Martin. And this is the Kiwaya made out of laminate mahogany. And I also want to compare it with my Kiwaya KSU-1L. And I almost sold this one, and I'm glad that I didn't. Number one, because I do like long neck sopranos. And number two, you'll never get as much back for it as you paid for it. So I might as well keep it. And again, this was made in China. This one's made in Japan. This one's made in China for Kiwaya specifications. This one is made in Japan. And of course, the Martin is made in Mexico. So we'll compare these three. First, I'm going to play this one. Now, this, again, if you watch my review of this, this is the best sounding soprano I think I've ever played or heard in person. So I'll just start off with Mark Pugh's Snowden Symphony. Mark owns Stone Music in the UK, which is one of the distributors of ukuleles in the UK. Baton Rouge, Kiwaya, incidentally. So here is Snowden Symphony on the Kiwaya KS-1. Finally stopped ringing. Okay, now let's do the Martin. This is my Martin S1 soprano ukulele. And my Kiwaya KSU-1L, this is their student model, much less expensive than the KS-1. All right, just some of my thoughts. Obviously, I love the sound of the Kiwaya. I actually love all three of these. I'll just be honest with you. But if you listen, okay, here's the Kiwaya. It has some extra balance with the low end. Here's the Martin. It's a beautiful sound, but it misses some of that low end that the laminate brings out. And here's the long neck soprano, which also is no slouch. What you're getting with this one, I think, is much of the sound of the Kiwaya at a fraction of the price. The Kiwaya KS-1 sells, again, for $300 to $375, and these are generally between $150 and $200. So, yeah, if you're looking for budget, this is the way to go. These little Martins, I think, are still around $4.99. And again, solid wood here, so you've got to take care of it a little more than you would normally. And I do think that the Kiwaya has a nicer attention to detail, especially like on the neck, especially comparatively to the two. I mean, they're very, very similar, right? But I think the Kiwaya is even nicer shaped on the neck than the Martin, although I do like the Martin's white dots versus the Kiwaya's sort of tan that get lost on it on the side position markers. I do like the Kiwaya's logo better. I mean, I love the Martin logo, don't get me wrong, but this is like a stick-on logo that's not even under anything and can be scratched off, whereas the Kiwaya, you'd have to actually work to scratch that off. So I do like that, and I like the feel of the Kiwaya's finished better than the Martin. Now, the other aspect is, this sounds weird, but Martins have this wonderful smell. That mahogany smell is just, something in there is just wonderful. And the Martin has the best smell of probably any ukulele that I own. I know that's a weird thing to say, but it's absolutely true. So there's the three of them. Now, let me just do a little finger picking. Here's a little frillies, a little Beethoven for you. So that's the Kiwaya KS-1. Let me do the Martin S1. And then the KSU-1L. Ultimately, they're all quite excellent. My favorite sound is the Kiwaya KS-1, and then it's a toss-up very closely between these two, but it depends on whether you like the sound of the mahogany solid wood or whether you sort of like the laminate overtones too, which adds some depth, which is nice on a soprano. So it's not just all bright sounds punching at you, but sort of a more well-rounded sound. I don't know, it's just an interesting comparison between the three, and since I had the KS-1 on hand, I thought I would compare it with these other two as well. And I hope you can understand why I really do like that Kiwaya. The only other thing that I would want to say is that I think also the Kiwaya has a slightly wider neck than the Martin, just by a touch. So that's one other thing to keep in mind, with slightly wider string spacing than the Martin too. It's close, but just also keep that in mind, that if you have small hands, the Martin will be just fine. But if you have larger hands, the Kiwaya might be a better solution for you, especially this KS-1. All right, thanks so much for joining me for this video. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll be back soon with some more uke stuff for you.